You can watch SeemsGoodMagic.com team members live stream at www.twitch.tv/Inez27. If you enjoy our videos, you can support us by going to SeemsGoodMagic.com, clicking on eBay store, and purchasing some singles or playsets. Thanks and enjoy. Hey, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here doing another 8-4 Gatecrash draft. Our rare is Simic Manipulator. Pretty awesome evolve guy. Lets you just gank your opponent's dudes. He's pretty strong. I feel comfortable first picking him. What else is good in this pack? White of Precinct 6. Definitely good in Dimir. Just mill your opponent a little bit and make him huge. I mean, he works excellent alongside cards like Balustrade Spy and any other Dimir card that has the Balustrade Spy ability or whatever, where you just mill until they hit a land. What else is good in this pack? There's actually a lot of good cards. Simic Keyrune's good. True Fire Paladin's good. Swing's good. Madcap, Basilica Screecher, the Spy. Death's Approach is fine in the Dimir strategy as well. Let's just take the Manipulator. He is cool, and you can play him in Dimir too. In fact, so I think Dimir Charm's probably the best card here. Counter target sorcery, destroys creatures, and does something else. Look at the top 3 cards of a player's library. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The third ability is a little bit but what else is good in this pack? Sepulchral Primordial. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I like it a lot in Dimir too, actually. But do I want to take that over cheap removal? I'm not so sure. I think I just want to take the Dimir Charm because slightly on color still and potential for removal. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. So now what? We have Rapid Hybridization, which is okay. I kind of like it defensively with evolved creatures, because then your creatures, you can like surprise evolve your creatures. It also happens to take out creatures that have auras on them and stuff like that. So it's a useful card. There's no doubt. Death Cult Rogue's good alongside Indemir just because of all the cipher. You know, it's got the evasion. Syndic of Tide's obviously good. Doesn't feel that good alongside Simic Manipulator. I think we probably just take the Rapid Hybridization. Okay. Now what? Well, pretty sure we're going to take a Simic card here. So I do love me some Frilled Oculus, but I think we're probably just taking the Zamek Guildmage, who's an excellent bear, as well as just cool abilities in general. So passing some more good Ortzoff cards. Mind Eye Drake is also good. And some good, Shadow Slice is strong. Let's just take the Zamek Guildmage. Move in a little bit on some Simic. Okay. So we can take Adaptive Snapjaw, who's cool. We can take Spire Tracer, who's got some evasion. Let's take the Snapjaw. I like Evolve. And he's actually pretty good. 5 mana for 2 toughness may seem kind of bad, but he does also like evolve everything you control and then evolve himself. So he's pretty good. We're not really passing anything too bonkers anyway. Alright, sweet. I love this card. And I like it much more than Snapjaw and Totally Lost. Just an awesome 2-drop. It's like the Dark Thicket Wolf of this set. And actually, Jake and I were talking about this card because it's the Dark Thicket Wolf of this set, but it actually fills a different role in my mind. It's like the defensive Dark Thicket Wolf. I really like it. It's a good card. So let's pick him up. Okay. Incursion Specialist is actually kind of cool. Very good alongside Cypher. We may just want the removal, though, of Totally Lost. Although, 2 mana, 3 toughness. 3 toughness is the magic number. And if there's anything Simic is good at, it's good in the late game because you just get a ton of creatures. Plus, it evolves stuff cheaply. But I do like Totally Lost. Don't get me wrong. I also like Rust Scarab a lot. I didn't even notice this. I might even want the... I think I might just want the Rust Scarab. It's an efficiently costed beater. And there's actually a lot of stuff that it destroys when it's blocked. Alright, I think here we take the Guildgate over the Tracer, the Coerced Confession, the Spell Rupture. Spell Rupture would be good in here, though. We already have some pretty decent beef. It's power, right? Yeah. But let's take the Guildgate. Let's make our mana nice. Sweet. Table the Key Rune. I appreciate that. Phantom's cool. This card's actually not that bad. I'm going to take it. It evolves stuff. It actually, like, can multiple times evolve stuff because it bounces when it does combat damage. I think it's useful. Alright, Spire Tracer. I think Sky Games is actually playable. I mean, we already have some fat that it would be good with. But I think I want the Spire Tracer. Sweet. There's actually really no good reason Frilled Oculus would table unless Simic was open, in my mind. Unless that pack was just ridiculously deep. Alright, we got Sky Games anyway. I think that card's actually totally playable. Alright, Paranoid Delusions, whatever. So 2 Frilled Oculus makes me kind of happy, actually. I very much like that card. Oops. Yeah, that. Okay, well, believe we have to take the Aurelius Fury, first and foremost. It's also got a foil Wrecking Ogre in here. Jesus. Alright, this is worth 5 tickets, so I'm just going to take that. But what's the... Well, I mean, the good news is we're not really passing anything of substance for our deck. Burst of Strength actually is totally legit in here. So, I'm not going to say nothing, but Disciple of the Old Ways isn't even that good in here. It's just a bear. Let's take the 5 tickets, which we can't play in here, sadly. Let's hide our Dimir stuff too. Well, I mean, well, we're not gonna splash for Paranoid Delusion. I don't even know if Dimir. I don't even think Dimir Charm's worth a splash. It's a pretty underwhelming charm on the splash. Mind Grind? No, I don't think so. It's a good card though. I don't think it's worth the splash, especially since we don't really have a lot of ramp or anything. I think we should probably just take another Rust Scarab. I actually like this card a lot. I think it's very strong. Metropolis Sprite is also good. It's evasive. Doesn't evolve a ton of stuff, but it does evolve the Manipulator. I think I just like Rust Scarab. It's not... People do not like to block this card. And I would probably rather play the Scarab over the Phantom, so we're probably good on 5 drops at this point. Do I feel comfortable saying that? Alright, here we should probably just take the Hands of Binding. Mind Eye Drake is good, but like I said, we're already pretty decent on 5 drops. Sage's Rodenizen is also very good. We actually have a decent amount of blue creatures already, too. But I think I'd rather just have the awesome Cypher card. Greenside Watcher is also fine in here since we already have 1 Guildgate. But yeah, let's just take the Hands of Binding. Simic usually ends up a little bit low on removal. There was also a pit fight in there too, which I should have considered, but that's okay. Wow. Oh man. Ooh. Ugh. Tough choice. So many good cards. Do I want the Reach, dude? I mean, Krakenura is really important for Simic, so it cannot be stressed enough how important this card is. Just because you don't really have a lot of ways to deal with flyers in Simic. You're low on removal. Most of your guys are fatty on the ground, you know. On other Hands of Binding, I would love, but I think I actually have to take the Krakenura over the Shamble Shark too, which I would love to have. Yep, I think we got to take this dude. This guy just really lets you like stave off the attack so you can get to your late game. Plus, it just randomly evolves everything. It's an important creature. I think I got to take it here. All right, we can take a Shamble Shark, which I think I am gonna take. Oh, but there's also Sapphire Drake. God, Sapphire Drake is good. Sapphire Drake is real good. I might just have to take this. It's a pretty bomb creature. I do want the Shamble Shark a lot. I think evolving that is very important. It works so well alongside your Frilled Oculi. But this card's an awesome finisher. We already have a decent amount of finishers, I guess, but this one with Evolve is just silly. It's like my whole team flies now. Alright, sweet. Taking a second Croconura over the third Shamble Shark that we've seen. And there's a Boros Charm in here. Jeez Louise. These packs have been nuts. Could take the Guildgate. I think we're just taking a third Oculus. Like I said, this card's always fine, even if you have 1,000 of them. Alright, Spell Rupture is actually playable in here, but I'm still going to just go the better mana route for now. Alright, Burst of Strength is cool here. I like it quite a bit. Excellent combat trick. Alright, now I'm going to take the Guildgate for potential splash, but I don't even think we're splashing for Dimir Charm, so I don't know exactly. We'd have to open something pretty awesome in black for me to be tempted to splash. But we can take... We don't have a 4-drop. I don't really like Gargoyle all that much. I guess we could take the Verdant Haven. Yeah, let's take this. Yeah. That makes sense. Because this, like, the Key Rune is going to get us to our 5 and 6 drops faster. Midnight Recovery is cool with on a splash, I guess, but probably just take the Scatter Arc for sideboard. I mean, I guess I could... I mean, I'm sure this card's main deckable. It's not like your opponent's not playing non-creature spells, you know? Alright, well, we passed all 3 of the Shamble Sharks we saw, which kind of makes me a little bit sad. But we ended up getting some good cards anyway, so that's good. And we still have 1 pack to go, so we can really solidify what this deck is going to be. Where we're going to be at with this deck. I think 3 Frilled Oculus is probably enough. I will say that. I did like this card, getting 100 of them, but I think at this point we've probably got enough of them. So, what do I want to take? I think Totally Lost is the pick here. I like it quite a bit. Last Thoughts is cool, but we don't really have a ton of evasive guys. Just a Drake. And that's like it. Spire Tracer, who is actually pretty good and evasive. So that's a legit one. But I'd rather have the Totally Lost. Getting a lot of 5 drops. All right. Do I want Sage's Road Denizen? Do I want Gridlock? Gridlock's cool. It's like tap all your stuff down, now I kill you? Pretty good. Pretty good. It's really good, and the reason that it's really good is it just lets you get in there, you know? It's like really what Simic always needs, because they're always short on removal. So being able to be like, all right, now all your guys are tapped, now I'll just free reign on killing you. But I actually think we need more creatures now that I'm looking at it. I think we actually have to take this Charger over the Gridlock. Sadly. We only have 12 creatures right now. We're on pack 3. Alright, let's take the Charger over the Denizen, is that right? Denizen looks fine in here, but let's take the Charger. Alright, we can take the Primordial, but I think we want the Urban Evolution. This card's just bonkers. Draw 3, play more lands. Just silly. Primordial is very strong, though, no doubt. I think we've already got enough going on. in terms of fat creatures. So let's just get something that draws us a million cards, gets us some good value. I guess we take Biovisionary. Obviously, we're not playing it to win the game with it, but we're just playing it as a 3-mana 2/3. I don't really like clinging anemones all that much. I mean, I guess it does fit our curve a little bit better, but this card's just not that good. It evolves stuff, but so does Biovisionary. So I'm going to do him instead. Sweet. Drakewing Krasis. Gives us a good evasive guy. Could take another Hands of Binding, but I think I want the flyer. I like him a lot. Hands of Binding is no doubt good. But like I said, I want more creatures. I mean, we're Simic. We have to have a ton of creatures. Plus, this like evolves everything. And it's good with Hands of Binding, especially since it has Trample. I really would like another Hands of Binding. But let's take Drakewing Krasis. Wow, we get another one too. Well, I'm going to take a second one because they're just good. They are just good. Over the Gridlock, over the Ivy Lane Denizen, both of which would be good in this deck. Too bad, so sad. Alright, so we can take Miming Slime, which works well with the Krasis. It also works just well with like Snapjaw randomly and stuff like that. Yeah, it actually looks like there's not that much else for us anyway. So, Miming Slime it is. Alright, now I think we can take the Denizen. We have a goodly amount of green creatures. I'm going to take it over the Anemone. And fourth Frilled Oculus does not seem necessary. There's just a million Frilled Oculus this game, huh? I mean, I could. But 4 of them feels a little bit awkward. That's a lot of mana to use. Charger's probably fine. I mean, it is important to have a lot of bears, but having 4 bears that all really don't do enough value until you put mana into them, I don't know. I think 3 is probably enough. Hindervines, I don't know. I don't know about this either. I don't know about any of these cards. Guess Forest Adaptation is playable. It's cool with this, I guess. Let's just take this. And none of these really matter. Guess Riot Gear, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. None of these matter. Just table Guild Gates. Alright. Well, our mana's good. Our mana is definitely good. How good's our deck? Our deck's pretty good. Certainly don't have a ton of removal. But we have some good cards. We have some decent cards in here. Okay. So, choices. I want this. I'd like this guy. These dudes. This. These. And these. And this. And let's get this guy. And these. And that. And that. Of course that. These. And this. That's 25. And I want the key rune too. And I gotta remember to put these guild gates in the end. Alright. So, how is our curve? Our curve is pretty good. We have 18 creatures, so feel comfortable cutting a couple creatures. I don't think that's gonna be a huge deal. I don't mind having this many 5-drops only because we have the Haven and the key rune. So we have at least 2 ways to get to our 5 mana. And what looks the weakest in here, I think, is the real question. I probably don't need the 2 chargers. We can cut our end game a little bit. I like all of this, though, I think. I don't have a problem with any of these. I think even Burst of Strength is very good. It's a surprise. What do I want to cut? So how good is Miming Slime in here? It's good with all of our 5-drop creatures. Good with our 6-drop creature. It's not... I mean, it's good with the Drakewind Crisis, too. It's 3 mana, 3/3, if you have that. It's not so good with the Croconuras, at least early on. With Frilled Oculus, you need like 5 mana to really make it work in this deck. So I don't know about that. Maybe Miming Slime is unnecessary. I think Biovisionary is probably unnecessary. So I want to make one more cut. I guess we can cut the Miming Slime. It's certainly fine, but... I mean, it's fine. I think I'd just rather have my 5-drops. I could run the Slime over the Snapjaw, but the Snapjaw is like the reason to run Slime. So I don't think that logic holds up. Let's see. I mean, how good is Spire Tracer in here? It's really only good with like the Hands of Binding. Randomly evolves this. It's not that great in here, I'm not going to lie. So I could cut that for the Miming Slime. Go for more of like mid-game thing. How important is he? He's good for like stopping Daring Skyjacks on turn 2, you know. He's good on turn 1 because he just gets in there infinitely. We don't have a lot of ways to really abuse him, though, beyond the Hands of Binding, which is certainly good with him, but I don't know. I'm really not. I don't know if I'm feeling the Spire Tracer. I mean, it's good alongside Denizen, too, but whatever. Take it or leave it. Huh. What do I want to do? I kind of like the Charger alongside the Krasis quite a bit. That's quite the Blood Rush target for a flying trampler with high power. I like that. So I could drop the Tracer. I don't like dropping early game very much. Simic kind of already has a problem where it can just get steamrolled. But then again, I just don't really have a ton of early game anyway. Let's cut the Tracer. For some reason, I'm just not really feeling it in this deck. Hands of Binding's fine on the Krasis anyway. All right, let's take a Miming Slime. I guess it's good enough alongside the Krasis, and randomly these guys are getting bigger too, so it can get huge. Definitely can get huge. All right, so I think I'm going to run it like this. Why don't we look at our colors? We've got 3 Simic Guildgates, which is cool. Looks like we're slightly more green than blue. Let's see what they say. 7 and 7. Yeah, whatever. 3 Guildgates. 7/7 feels fine. So we're going to run it like this. Our removal, we're a little bit short. We've got the Hands of Binding, which is kind of removal. Rapid Hybridization, kind of removal. Burst of Strength is a good combat trick. We've got Totally Lost, which is kind of removal. So can't really ask for the best removal when you're in Simic. Oh, excuse me. All right. So we're going to go ahead and run it like this. I will see you round 1.